Yep. Oh, it's just shy of 6 o'clock in the morning. Thought I'd film something a little bit different. Don't worry, it's not going to be like this all the time. It's not going to be the whole video today either. But going out to one of my favorite fishing haunts. This is a trout and salmon stream called the Naugatuck. I think it's the section 2 of the lower Naugatuck River. Beautiful, beautiful place. Real accessible in this one park. Nobody's here yet this morning. I know there's a little hole right here where you catch panfish, no problem. Yeah, this section of river is stocked with Atlantic salmon, broodstock area, special regulations and whatnot, but we got the gear, got the right setups, got our licenses. It's a beautiful morning, plenty of flow, not too crazy. I got my waders in the truck if I want to just hop on in, but I think do some shore fishing this morning for a couple hours. It is Mother's Day after all. Can't spend too much time, but I figured I'd share this with you. If you like old cars, I'm going to assume you're going to like fishing. And this is a beautiful area to fish in. You see, oh, there's a beaver coming right at me. Beautiful. Right in the middle of the screen. Come here, bud. Look at him just hanging out. This place used to have plenty of beavers. Still does. We have a good population of beavers in this area. That's a big one too. That's a beautiful pelt right there. There he goes. Pops right back up on shore. Or on the, look at that. What a beautiful beaver. He's maybe 8 feet away from me. Look at that. It's Varro. Like this. Check this shit out. He's right here. This is his area. He's scooching along now. Look at this guy go. He's just hanging out. Having a good old time, man. Well, sometimes a guy gets an inclination that he's just got to tear into an old Chevy 350. And sometimes a guy finds himself looking at a table full of tools and saying, I don't recognize a thing. So instead of drinking a cold one, he's just going to drink a cold Dr. Pepper and clean some shit up. So what I'm really trying to say is the place is a total mess. And we got to do something about it. We'll be cleaning up, putting everything away, and then tearing this thing apart, losing a bunch of bolts, forgetting how things go together for when we go to put it back together, if that ever happens. More than likely not. But tonight, I plan on cleaning the shop and tearing down this Chevy engine. So in case it wasn't very clear about what I'm trying to do, I'm going to bust this down so that I could send it to a machine shop to get cleaned, magnafluxed, and see if it's a good block. I don't know if it's a 2 main or a 4 main. It is a 5.7 Vortec out of a 2001 Express van. And yeah, so did a little bit of research. Like, okay, you know, if you ever tear apart a motor, you got to do it the right way. I need to do it the right way. So I'll share with you what I've figured out to organize doing something like this. See, I cleaned the table up a bit, a lot of bit. So what I did is I got some boxes, a couple different sizes. Got an assortment of bags over here. Sandwich bags, gallon Ziplocs, bubbles. I went and got some magic markers, stuff to write on, some labels. And that's how I'm gonna keep track of where anything that I wanna keep, I'm gonna keep track of it, write a name on it, throw a label in it. So when it does come time to put this back together, if I'm using those bolts again, or those pieces, I'll have them. Sometimes I can't help myself just walking into Harbor Freight and saying, you know, I think I need all of it. So I went ahead and I got some cool toys, digital inspection camera. This is like sticking the borehole, see what's going inside a motor without having taken the heads off. Compression kit, pulley. We're gonna need that inside there on that harmonic balancer, I believe it's called. Magnetic tray. Something to compress the springs on the valves. Right here. So give it a little, so I could take the valves out, but I don't know if I'm gonna use that today. I do that later on. Right now we're just gonna pull it off. And then I got an assortment of bits that I could throw onto an impact, little small ones. I don't have to use the big boy to pull this apart. So what I'm gonna do is open up the things that I do need. See, I bought a puller set, and then I remembered that I have a puller set somewhere behind there in the mess. So I gotta keep cleaning here. I really gotta inventory all the tools I have. Gotta buy a box, gotta buy a rolling cart, and start wrapping up some of the projects that I got going on. But we got some cool projects ahead. So we're busting down this motor right now to rebuild it. I got the 9,000 pound winch down there. Let me show you guys. I believe that's a 9,000 pounder. I believe that's a 9,000 pounder. Nice big heavy duty winch, cable operated. Got some mounting brackets, battery. Hook that up onto, what's good about it is it'll slide right into Class A hitch. So I'm gonna put a hitch on the front. It has a hitch on the back. I bought some steel to mess around with the flux welder as well. Probably gonna be doing that soon. Gonna be needing to use that soon, so I might as well bust it out and figure it out. Guys, we're here today measuring it out. It's this lift. So we measured this lift, and it's 115 inches wide, and it needs to be 112. So we got to pull it in. I'm not too hot about it being done the wrong way the first time, but what are you gonna do? We'll get it fixed, and then we'll be able to start using it. We'll get the Firebird up there, and that's gonna be pretty cool. So let me clear this table, because this is a table we're gonna use to categorize everything as we take it apart. And yeah, you know, some of it, front accessories, started pulling them off back here. I'll just throw in these, because this don't matter. You don't need this. You just need that. So far, 9/16's been all I needed to get the AC bracket off with the power steering bracket attached to it. There's still these two studs right here that I'm gonna have to take off. Let's see, yeah. 5/8 to take the idler pulley or this tensioner pulley off. Then I'll pull the alternator bracket, pull the water pump, and this fan assembly right off because it's garbage. And then we'll have the front of the engine. There it goes. Oh, there it is. The front of the motor. Oh, we can turn it by hand. That's cool. Right. So I got the front end off of it. I had to take the intake manifold off. Then we'll start working on the heads. I probably should also pull off. I'll do this when I flip the motor over. For now, just looking like a piece of junk. But we're gonna keep going and yeah, blast this thing apart. It's time to step it up to Mountain Dew. We're about to crack this baby open. So I got the harmonic balancer pulled off. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take the intake manifold off. See if I have the right size on here. Why is this going so simply? What's about to go wrong? There we go. Let's see what it looks like. I know what it looks like. Dirty. Oh, not so bad. Something tells me that the intake manifold let go and just decided not to be the intake manifold gasket let go and decided not to be an intake manifold gasket. And we're just dropping all kinds of crud. Look at this. This is a dirty motor. It's a real dirty motor. But also cool. So this is the lifter retaining plate. Pretty cool. Oh, it's one piece it looks like, so I just got to take these 3 bolts out. That'll pop off, but first we got to get organized because we're about to start pulling the push rods out of it. Right? Are these push rods? I think so. Take this valve cover off. Look at both sides. Give these a little bit of a wiggle. You can see some were loose. So either they get loose over time, it needs maintenance, 200,000 miles. Nobody maintained it. But I'm going to assume that maybe it was eating the cam or eating itself, which is why the guy parked the truck all together, which is why we're seeing what we're seeing. That's not smart. Come on, Isaac, it's only 10 o'clock. Is it 10 o'clock? I don't know what time it is. Checking this side. Loose lifter, loose, tight, loose, tight, loose, tight, loose, both loose. Just getting the last things off this block. I can start loosening up the lifters and pull the heads. All right, so let's start by loosening up these lifters. What I did is I made a diagram from the front of the block where the exhaust, intake and exhaust valves are going to go inside of this, basically push right through this cardboard so that I could keep track of that because I don't want to lose their placement. So I'm going to pull one out And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna push it right through this cardboard. That's one. And what I want to do is have a right and a left, right, to show intake and exhaust. Whoop. Well, that's not the way to do it. Just to show you what I meant by that is you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if I can get you in on this. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 intake and exhaust. Front of the block. That way I know exactly where these things go if I want to put them back. And I think it's the small things like this of just paying attention to where something comes off, where it goes back on. In the long run, that's going to help a lot. And I know somebody's going to comment, oh, that's not the right stand for this kind of motor. I totally understand what you're saying. And yeah, we'll take safety into account in a little bit. So there's 8 bolts that hold the side of the head down onto the block. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that go through the center of the head. Go ahead and pull those down. Oh yeah, that's 1. Much longer. The ones on the side of the head are maybe 2 inch. This has got to be a 3.5 inch, maybe 4 inch. I don't know. Ooh, that's even longer. All right, so this head should be ready to come off now. Let's see. I might have to get a persuasion stick out. I think so. So we'll go ahead and just give this head a couple of taps. Just a little bit. All right, so in my haste and inexperience, I completely missed another set of studs inside the head, which are between the lifters. So I unfortunately didn't have the camera rolling for this side, but head came right off. This is one dirty engine full of oil and crud and carbon, but still pretty cool. So I'm gonna go ahead now, set the camera up, take the other head off. Gotta get everything labeled up. We're gonna pull the lifters also, and then flip this bad boy over and get to the bottom end. I've gone ahead and taken all the studs off this head, so it should just pull right off now. Oh, supposed to just pull right off right now. So make sure I didn't miss any. Which doesn't look like I did. And get a little breaker bar action here. It's too small. There we go. Just get your hands on it, find the exhaust port. Oh. Now listen, I can imagine people are gonna yell, oh, well, you can't touch lifters with a pair of pliers. You're gonna ruin them, you don't know what you're doing. And you're right. But if you know what you're doing, you'll probably agree that we should not be reusing these old lifters. And they're probably junk anyways. So you might as well just get them out the way you can get them out. Am I wrong? I don't know. Excuse me. Nope. Welcome to my cover of timing. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh, quite good, sir. Ah, there's different lengths. Yes. Oh yes. There we are. Not so bad. Does that just come right off? Yeah, it does. I like it when a plan comes together. Yes. 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 Back it out. Oh. That bolt fell into oblivion. All right. Time out. Time to search for a cam retainer bolt. Nah, we're not gonna look for it. It'll turn back up. Oh, well, that's how you treat a cam. But might as well take the cam out now, right? I'm stumped. This cam comes about halfway out and then stops. So I'm sure some of you are watching this and screaming at the screen going, what the hell? Leave me a comment. Tell me how to do this the right way, because I am stumped on how to get this cam out. And I know that I don't have to pull the bearings to get it out. Should I use a screwdriver? I've never seen anybody use a screwdriver to pull a cam in and out, so that doesn't make sense. And it slides back in a bit, then it reaches this point, and that's it. Is this too big of a puller? Maybe. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. But is this the one that I decided I needed? Yeah. Yeah. So what am I going to do about it? There we go. That worked just fine. Yeah, that's just fine. Note to self. Make sure you drain the oil out of the engine before you turn it over and spill it all over the ground. And now I've got a level 2 mess here on my second roll of shop towels, wondering where the fuck the kitty litter is. Well, I'm gonna clean this up real quick and then we'll get started again. So I've gone ahead and cleaned that mess up just about as much as I care to. Now we're going to turn our attention to taking the oil pan off, taking the motor mounts off, taking these oil cooler lines off as well. So let's just get to it. All right, so it's nearing midnight, and I rightfully started this just around 9 o'clock. It's got this little heat shield on it. I'm gonna take that off real quick. It's all messed up, so there's no point in even holding on to it. Or do the right thing, just rip it off. Pull the oil pan off, lift right up, and just drop as much as you can on the ground. This thing looks like a blown head gasket.